Mebo suminida etoso edunwache ewo afimpiemienu ene aduonu nan ene eye memenida ya mama jo ene akwaba edumaba Oyerepa television sukumase edum prisons runabout ene ebutu Facebook eye Oyerepa live betimi ewura ho na ensema hodo a efi na anojo de twamu edebeka enurafie no ye boaboa no de dimu akotene na ye dibi asomo se ye nkase ebo midi ne maame frempoma kranche FK for short and semono enchiremu enie. Eye nyina ye ni musem se otumfo se tutu ababio asante mawura wote kokoso wo betena akonwa kese so mfinhye donunum ne ye a woya mamre ne amane ahye ho efa na nano ade kese koso wo manhia ahimfi a wogina so de afutuo ema abibiman nyina se wa manone anase wote wo man mu no yenhwe ye no obi amfa ya dwen ani agoro se de be yampuntu ahodo a ye nyina ye pre ede ama abibiman no yensa ebetumi aka
Audio bia nipa bi atwafa nipa wanhusu eye tuntum ho edu ba bia na eye adi emu bi ehwimu dem na se be ya saade e befiri waka ho bia ma ko bia sante kotoko hene otumfo osie tutu otosumienu ede ato nipa hodo a wanhusu eye tuntum se wo abimam ana se wo ama hodo so nyina anim se ehu akwako hia se ye be saade na free tirim na ya hwe na ade a obo ade de adom ye no ye betimi ama na daadi opemso kase ye mu wo akwasida course ono ase na wochim se ne papi e woni patuntum a se ye kase ye ya e betimi aye aboa na yankasa etimi de achichiri ye man.
For years we've been weighed down by the trauma of history. Today we have the opportunity to build a tri-continental community of Africans committed to rise like a phoenix from the ashes of history. From Suriname to Barbados, from Brazil to Jamaica, from Cuba to the Dominican Republic, indeed, from the United States of America and every part of Europe where the seeds of African heritage have survived, let the challenge go for all of us to strive to overcome the mental enslavement that has kept us from achieving our potential. We have demonstrated that it is possible to upload the burdens of history and find power in the value of reconciliation. You see this also in South Africa. Contrast aid upon humanity in the Middle East because of the unwillingness to unburden ourselves of the past. So as we commence another phase in our journey of destiny, we reaffirm our commitment to peace and the pursuit of development.
Kotoko hene wie ne nkase mu e de abasoboso nkokra ama adwumayefo ahodo a owo mamu se won aboa amoman Ghana abedum pempenso a ene adui.
I cannot fail to pay tribute to the noble men and women who sustain the rule of law in our land and help protect our security. Nor can I forget the teachers who drive our education, the doctors who guard our health and physical well-being, and the religious leaders who sustain our moral and spiritual well-being, nor our farmers who give us food to eat.
Abusia emfihia adronunum a wotumfo setutu ababio wodie ewa santimemu no enam so amanakwa piemu ewo konfo ano Chitchin Hospital Tafo Aban Ayansabia Kumasi South Hospital ena Mathena and Child Hospital Pampa so edi nuane ene akadie bi akwakodum wonum na dwumadie no ase ena saman hene nana ose kwaku otoso emiensa ene nsentwerofo etwetwe nkomo a wo kire botaye a etaye kire
Fe ye mfie aduonum pepepa krobia asante kotoko hene ebetena abanwa so se asante hene enam so ama nipa dodo na efiri echichi ne benche nyina abeka won ne kese ho a odi afofidei enumu ena kotoko hene ayadoye akọ ayasabia hodo a ewa asante mantam a oda ho no manam yade enti ontimi mepie o manhia yimfie emeka no ho ma wonni saa afofidei opemso de nuane ahodo na akọ se ni pekoi tumfo sana hene na o se kwaku otoso miensa echem se senti a kotoko hene yes a yedi yese opese nipa ne bi ehu se emfa hu se bibi nti wanti ma mepie mo manhia no wonyina aka ho bi ene ama toko hene aheni no atretra agiwiase afa na nyina
Oyerepa tan o hwe obia ne dadwene se o mo do kwache mo dua no obi nya bi akobeba behwe bi o enam yare nti ene base de bi ene o man na no mo nya aduane nkoma wo mo na di asema me kan na mokura na beka Kumasi anasa Ghana obi enim se yewura yes ade no obi enim se yewura de obi enim se menhia na program so program no ko hospitals na ma ne nana no ne office ne omo and the dawo nyina obi a enya ne so ne de kakra a o de kai de yewura ye to bi oda hospital na aduane ndi no aka de yewura ye e o hase ebinim da ohwe television de enso de omo yewura kwaye omo no omo fese ebi ko konfanoche ebi ko menhia ebi ko sintreso ebi ko tafo nti se bi yewura ayesa ono ne sa no so bi aso na doye na wo ye no oya ma fidi bi do hospital ne new hospital ka konfanoche no no na esi oye na de nti se bi oni na mo da ho na oya university no se me ko mo bibia dia ese fatasi yewura ayesa nyankopon so be hira no na nam samanfon so be tunu kwam dem bia ma de bia ne nim die na akosoro mo bon ho ban so amene nyina che
Penny Quantrefo da Confonochi Abaya Sabiana no Professor Ochiade Mensa HMC Nipa Hodua on Saka EDB any edgy wania eso adoyen.
Emma yeti asese opeso ne ayarefo da Confonochi Teaching Hospital te Tafo Government Hospital Menshia Kumasi South Sintreso ayarefo da ho sa akwesi ade ni nyina so no moto sedidi enam se sa akwesi de ye twemaye enurachi kwesi ada no na akwesi de sonko ye nyina enim say 25th anniversary celebration of the king and anasa ye akwesi de kese ye wo afi 2024 ni nyina mu no na you should have been here to see the reaction se bi enuan ma mo yare eti se ekrura ene se emfa aduane emra mo in total 1240 apimba ko ni ahanu aduanan 1240 Confonochi nkonya 700 packs oko Tafo name say 120 Kumasi South 120 Menshia 123 MCH 81 Tafo 67 okani nyabuma na bisi 1240
Yedasua ejina Asante Mantemu. Assembly woman ya wetwemu ewo Pramso electoral area ewo Asante Mantemu Juliana Owusu. Nanu etwemu ye nyina ye nimsemse na eye edapon na ye yesi honom a ye de kai enanom ya na eye Mother's Day. Woyi nansa enesi honom a wodidi sanai edema enanom a ewo Pramso electoral area honom na botaye ni nyina ne se wose enanom abomoden pa atimi atai emachi ama wonum abobra na niema papa waye ediama adasa no eno gina so hwe so de hye safa no ema enanom
Nansa jumadi awodi yedi awoderebo asade ye beya amia aworidi Mother's Day no wonga timi de abo wan abaso na afei atimi abo aso na wonga brabo atimi akonkan na jumadi no ase na ohemia a wonen so ho efa akonya no so de futu soronko ema awofu nyinara se wonhwe won ma ho ban sade ye beya won fa won ho nhyen niam ahoro a enen emwa abrabo mu
ye mama yenhwe won mu yi esan se oba bi wo hono mo a one ne bate na mo aho kire nti otimi ya no aka kire ne ba o nko boy wo na nko ne na na bi aboy bi kra na ebeba o me de mba ba yi chew oba bi wo ho nso a otea ba ne ba ne kura epia bonten a wo se yanko tena se se oba ekọ ade a anya a wo se wo frɛ no anya ateatea wo se na ahomachi bi a obetimi afrɛ wo ba na ne na tena se e wo bra mo nso de kete so
enengachi former assembly woman a onen na wahye dwumadi e wo Pramso electoral area Asante Mantemu Madam Juliana Owusu ida trimupo adia wodidi sa adwuma yi
Binti ametu sa na mo se me hu se ema ye bre ye fa se ma ye bosume nkro akwantuo ya wo mo empo bitime kọ awoso a o mafie biem ya wo ba na wie no ne titie mo enafo me imagine say me peja sa adwumadie yi se de be ya betime dia peja ma ye de bebo ma baso ye betime dia ma enso omo hu me aka omo hwana sa omo ni age wo omo abatitie mo omo nyinsem mo omo wo mo ofutuo kakra me de be ma enema fo ne say tete hodi na eda na nam de to ema so sa ketesia no omo me nsan kofa na ye hyase se be kata ye ho asie ama ye nimo abanyam ama ye nso no sabe mema papa abafie abesre ye na omo ware ye nam sa ye so ama ye nso ema ye be wo omo no na achi no omo so atumi afre best mothers
awufu bi nso a wo ba dwumadi na se kire won ani so no wakasae
Afi de Brazil nti. Maame ye de edu menhia. O de edu asoja fola. O de edu mo. So say baby o de anantia kodro no. Na e Brazil nti asesu. Nti maame ade a wo ye makram so e maade. E Brazil nti asesu no de kan say onyame o nhran. Na wo nhran no ma ne kese.
Ati duri aya ade pa ma transform nti na so ta ne abetena asa ade enoma kase ensem bebre atoto ya baby ya ade bi na nya yemfa ne ntrase yentu no fo ya no aduane a nkwala ne bi no aduane ne bi nua ya nya kwanu aye no yenfa ya mane ma nti ntrase ya aduane ya nya kwanu aye no yentra ya ma no ile si no aduane a da che ma ma no kwa wade a enum biase mefi
ene wo mu hwa me papa hwa me pa nya asom ketua ne wo mo me branch na kokon adawo ma patete wo mo amba wo mo sunyi ne ye no wo mo ma me ho nkyere me ade bia me hia bia no me ma no timi ye ma me papa.
Ghana abansuafo a wɔhwɛ afisɛm so no munyafo Henry Korte wɔno na aka si so dua sɛ MPP amanyɔkuo no wɔgye kabi ma menka bi ɛne dodoɔ amamuo edi nti kɔbasa afimpiemienu ɛne adonu nan abatoɔ no ankɔ wɔno mafa na sɛ wodi enkugu a wɔbɛgye mu pɛpɛɛpɛ ɛde ama amanyɔkuo a wɔbɛdi nkunim.
Ensem bi a nipa bi ewo NPP amanyekuo num aka ho bi ama opposition parties ahodo na empemfo bi wa adwen bi se anhwe anase abato ebekoso wa afimu no ba wie ne NPP di nkugu a tum ansori akonya so so ama interior minister Onyanfo Henry Korte ababontia ba bekyerem se ene Ghana mampani na ado danko Akufo-Addo ahye ne se won hwe se be ya abato ebekoso no bibia pepepe yo ebeye adwuma opani nkase mu ne wokyerem se Ghana fo nyina ne se medwuma so na MPP amanyekuo no abo a eno nti obegina so kwa ade ato aba ato a MPP amanyekuo no so ne mpo se kokoba se mpo MPP amanyekuo no di nkugu a se Ghana fo nyina amanyekuo no amanyekuo bi ade kabima mka bia memo ye adwuma nti obegya atum no wasa no akwa
Mr. President has given me a marching order, and the marching order is to ensure that this year's elections, before, during, and after, goes on peacefully, and that's by the grace of God I shall do. Mr. President is an astute lawyer, is a political luminary. This is somebody who has been fighting for democracy to thrive in this country and the world at large. And I make reference to the statement that he made when the decision of the Supreme Court was pronounced. He said, though he disagrees with the verdict, but he respects the decision of a court of a competent jurisdiction. So he moves on, and by the grace of God, he has come to win. What will profit us as a political party if we encourage violence? Who are we going to serve in this country? Are we going to serve the people that are dead and buried? No. We are to serve the people, and the people will decide who they want to serve them. As a politician, as a political party, it is our hope, it is our wish, it is our belief that by the grace of God, the good people of this country, the good work that we have done in infrastructure, in other interventions, they will give us another mandate. Perish the thoughts. And I say again, perish the thoughts. If they decide to give the mandate to somebody, we will hand over peacefully, walk away, go to the drawing board and come back, inshallah. But I know that the grace of God abounds, and so we shall break the eight.
Ora Henry Korte amananso a edi kokobon sem nipa bia waye wadwe se abato ebekoso yi se yebo enho akoto ye to ne nto ye achi obeye basabasa se won nyina nya ahwe yi efese woni ne mrante ahwe ata so se obema emra pa na aye adwuma.
Let me sound the word in again. You know my track record. I walk my talk. In a few months' time, I'll be holding series of engagements with the media, with traditional authorities, with the political parties, with the CSOs, and we will remind them of our duties and the laws governing this country, where people issue statements that tend to incite the public, where people deliberately cause commotion, confusion in certain areas. It will not happen. By the grace of God, and read my lips, it shall not happen. Anybody who goes to do something other than what is prescribed, we will do our best to ensure that the law will take its course and the court of competent jurisdiction will do their work. May I sound this warning that it will not be a political vindictiveness. If anybody commits, whoever the person is, we shall ensure that the law will take its course.
Uguso a wo hwe na wotwemu ni nyina kasebo e wo Oyerepa television so ubetimi e share wo Facebook Oyerepa live na wode wadwenkyira to me pacho hye na obi so enya bi enhwem. The Ghana Hajj Board wonom eye empanimfo a woda Hajj akwantu kronkron no ano ewo omayimo wonom ede kokobo ano ode strong warning ede ama woni a ekọ Hajj bie meka yi nkremofo se wa waba otimu po se obefa kuntu na se akwakoye visa bia enamra kwa so ya de bedi empanimfo achi akro no obeyi uto na ya chew ede watum ba bia mra ne se no wonom ede o ebeto pani a wono eneda wo mu ano tetitine ni Ghana Hajj Board no Ben Abdallah Banda ene ne sentrofo twetwe nkoma wode sa akokoboi ema ye maamenom ye papanom ene ye nuanom enkremofo
Afibia mozemifo wo wiase afa na nyina ekọ akwantu kronkron ewo Mecca na no mu ene kodu ba bia na nipa bia ye ho duabroni a wogigi won sika na be wiase kra no ama mozemifo ibi ene akotutu aka wonsem ye nam so ama mpanifo wo Ghana Hajj Board ede kokobon nsem ema nipa hodo a o be pasa afi obekọ Mecca Hajj ni bi tutrani ema Hajj Board eye ura Ben Abdallah Banda opani nkase mu no twem se obebia nhwe se nyumaku ahodo ni ombedi djuma no oye obi a mo mutumi krata senti opani kan se o se ensakra pi ene mpanfo e wo Saudi Arabia aye ewo akontu kunkun no emu na unia we asobrache na akofa obi a ye man tumi krata na odada o se bia kodu Mecca e be ma visa ene ensakra ya basadi ni ma enye adwuma biem wanhwe ya be wiase ekra na akwakoche wakoto afiase anase mponi ye di wasem e de wakwakotum na wanya o trade di mukra ene se ya bo Saudi abo memu
to the visiting visas. They are misled. Because, as you do know, they may not even have traveled to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia before. So they don't know the prevailing situation and conditions there. It is only when they get there that they realize that what they were told is not what they think in Saudi Arabia. That people who don't have the Hajj visas normally cause a lot of inconvenience and inconveniences and challenges to the Hajj Board is Mina, where they know that you can't, as an individual, go and rent a tent in Mina. It's not possible. Unlike you can go to any hotel and say you want to book a room. But for Mina, they deal with countries. They don't deal with individuals. Or they deal with companies. They don't deal with individuals. What they normally do is that they come and storm our tent. Consequences for such an act are there. You can be arrested.
Democratic Congress NDC amanyoko ni mpanifo na eto diama Electoral Commission of Ghana abato komisa kese no sa abato ayekoso afempimienu ene adronu enan wo mfa nkontamu emra mountain na twetwerofo edima amanyoko fiavi court ene ne setwerofo twetwen koma wo de adesrede eto akrankranyumafu ahodo ewo amanone ene nkofa maso afi amanyoko ahodo ye wo omayimu na nanom ahemfo ene esuma kandifo nyina so wo wani eni Electoral Commission for mudwumadie nyina echi se de beya abato ye nyina ye koso no bibia beto yie na asumdwe abomayimu wose titiru ene biometric verification device a ayira e wabato commission mpanifo nhwe na wo mebu ho nkonta emfankyere Ghana for
the NDC are not taking President Akufo-Addo's unguarded remarks lightly. I would like to caution that President Akufo-Addo is treading on treacherous ground, possibly encouraged by assurances that the Electoral Commission of Ghana will rig the 2024 elections in favor of his party. If the EC by any chance harbors any such plans, then they better revive their notes. They better heed the words of Professor Nana Jane Bukwaji, spoken during her unveiling and University of Professional Studies, when she said, "The word to the wise is nothing enough." As the General Secretary of this party, I want to assure machinations will not prevail. They will have no choice but to vacate the Flagstaff House and hand over smoothly to President John Mahama and Professor Nana G. Okowa-Jima in January 2025 when they lose power. Not if, when they lose power. The choice is theirs to ensure a peaceful transfer of power from the together. We must strive to uproot and dismantle the most inept, corrupt, and ethnocentric government ever in Ghana's history. This Akufo-Addo administration. Ladies and gentlemen, today we stand before you to demand decisive action and accountability from the Electoral Commission of Ghana. Our press conference is compelled by serious concerns that have tarnished the ongoing limited voter registration exercise, which commenced on May 7, 2024. These issues, all avoidable, and primarily stemming from the EC's blatant incompetence and disregard for due process, include the following: the opaque and questionable recruitment of returning officers, deputy returning officers, and registration supervisors, which starkly lacks transparency and legal adherence. 2, faulty machines and poor network connectivity, causing undue delays and widespread frustration among voters. 3, inaccurate registration figures released by the EC, casting serious doubt on the integrity of data handling. 4, the busing of minors to registration centers and the misuse of the Ghana card to improperly register voters. Tactics that severely undermine the credibility of our electoral.
Abusua ye toa kase bono so ne nche bia na Electoral Commission of Ghana bato komisa kase no obi enkrata mu se woni a afen wanya mfinhye du nwotwe ene woni a wontwiri wodin e wabato nkrata no mu pen no wobetimi akwa limited voter registration na mfifi mantam Cape Coast na mentimi wase bisi wo NDC ene MPP echitafo ne ntam e wo honom na pani a wo ye Frank Atufo abedi akire edema NDC amanyoko no Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman no akasa e de etia sansem no so wo nyina so emfa mpe animguase ema oman no.
Professor Jenna no Opoku-Agyeman nsem wetu dwabra na wone mmahye mienu a wone mo mfimfin mantemu wone mo kɔ aprabo akwakɔhwɛ nema hodo a na ekoso ewo limited registration exercise dwumadi a ekoso no eno mu ano no manfo ne kasa no kyerɛ sɛ basabasa ya ema ne mu so ewo MPP ne NDC mabunu tem no enya de atwa yie kura sanse mfimfin mantemu wo de wo ba de wuhu ene de woni mo hɔ no ɛyɛ asundwe enti ne kwan sɛ wo mo ho kwan ema basabasa ya esi won mu ntem abra wo kasa no de nsem ka we hu ode tu Eno abra ohwe nema ekoso ewie no ne isi mpenifo so etwetwe nkomo no so mo sa dawroma se ne nema isi koye ne de enema ne bi etwesensen kakra eno ntie be ya enka won mo mbie won mo mra wo peso de exercise no dwumadie no se ne be ya betimi akọ nanim kakra amobia anya mu chefa no so
Panimpa be di echira woda microfinance and small loan center no etwa so ka ne se Maslock owura kwabena asamoa ene de to Ghana fo nyina anim enkanka ene woni a wonya free SHS so mfaso se bre no so no akwakoto aba e de yimampani e wo mayimu a wonto aba e mamampani be de echire Dr. Alhaj Mahmoud Bawumia ya wotu Frank ama MPP se de be ya free SHS na wo manya so mfaso a enam so ama ngomasua ayefo e wo omayimu no wo betimi ato aso edisa emfaso no wo de sansemi tudwa e wo makoma santimente mebra na wonom ebo ntoa e wo honom.
Mr. Kwabena Samoye, Deputy Chief Executive Officer, Edema Microfinance and Small Loan Center, Eternity friend Maslow. No, patron Emma Free SHS graduates and the first time voters collation Ekasana Watcher say. Said ye bayana and share pa MPP, a bayan dear work Mama Ghana for Enkanka Free SHS Ninti. Obianto Naba and Fama NPP Amano Kwen Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Said Danny Drew Nasa Obia Etchen Adrian Ewa.
Yes, your highness said, we share free SHS graduates. Oma benefit from SAP program way, which is, I would say, the apex and also the most consequential national policy. On waha, and that year what the rule say other youth for what Ghana Obia register. No Obia enter Dr. Bawumia Echi as the future president of this country. Send a bear the free SHS program. Obekura Beshemu Kenya, near Twaso, not a mindful Bibliana program, not so fast. And Omonamo Bar Pro, and Omo catch youth, now can I say, Momentaye, Chimumwe. Send a bear, Banabako, send a person, Emma Dr. Bawumia, need the MPP. Send a bear program now, Oma Shisha, yeah, and Yason fast one. I bet me at Twaso.
Ye toa kasiebo no eso Dr. Alhaj Mahmoud Bawumia Ghana mampani be de akire ya wono anso ene Frankatufo Edema New Patriotic Party NPP amanyoku no okopie mo e wo North East region ene esum akandifo ekodi enkoma a wode abasobo ema wonum se wo hwe esum ahodo wonom emode moya wobo edebo a woman Ghana ebi eye schools ebi ya asabia ne mpontudwuma wo ye de boa no a wono nso so ebebo wo mabaso na Ghana fo gina no esi bone echire mu se so betena konwa so se mampani a wo betua ensore ka o se sansem ne ya gudie bi ene nsem a wo kan ne wa omonye enkonkosi honom.
It is the foremost development partner of government. Is the foremost development partner of government. The church and faith-based organizations. Why do I say so? You look at the number of schools the churches have built. Look at the number of hospitals the churches have built. Look at the number of universities the churches have built and the faith-based organizations have built. Look at the number of people the churches and faith-based organizations take care of on a daily basis. Can you imagine, just take a thought for a moment, that you wake up tomorrow and all the schools, universities and hospitals the churches have built disappear. They just disappear. How would Ghana be like? Ghana will collapse, isn't it? We will not survive in this sort of situation because there will be chaos. You see, so at that point I was joking. And I said, oh, people are talking about taxing churches. I don't believe, and we will not tax churches. Because if you look at the work the churches have done, then I was joking, then maybe we should have actually paid them for what they did, not really trying to tax them. But I wasn't really saying we should pay churches. No, I'm saying that we should give incentives to churches to do more. When we talk about our external development partners, we are giving them all sorts of import exemptions. But when we talk about our internal development partners like the churches or faith-based institutions, we don't give them any exemptions. But they do more in terms of development than many of our external development partners. So I'm saying that we should do more in the area of incentives, such as tax exemptions on import duties when you are coming in to build hospitals or schools and so on, to support the churches and the other faith-based organizations, because they are supporting government. And that is why I made that point. And I want that relationship, I call it a golden age, between the church and the state, because the church has so many intellectuals and we need to get closer.
Enti mampani abedi achire ya wono anso enetu franka na wose wono de woka na wa wankoka se ye betua wo moka wose wanya bibia mo wase a ye mo ne kro no enti se ye ntimi ntua wo moka na ehu hia se beje wo moto enti sansem no na wode ekotu dwa ye gina no so na ye de ensem ni nyina asi ha midi ne maame Frimpoma Crunchy MFK for short madam nyina se amamomo ene hwe